So, good evening. So this evening we'll start with the evening chanting in English on page 19, the first part of that, followed by the Buddha's words on loving kindness in English on page 37, and reflection on universal well-being on page 41. To the Blessed One, the Lord who fully attained perfect enlightenment, to the teaching which he expounded so well, and to the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, to these the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha, we render with offerings our rightful homage. It is well for us that the Blessed One, having attained liberation, still had compassion for later generations. May these simple offerings be accepted for our long-lasting benefit and for the happiness it gives us. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and Blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who had practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. Now let us pay preliminary homage to the Buddha, homage to the Blessed, Noble and perfectly enlightened One, homage to the Blessed, Noble and perfectly enlightened One, homage to the Blessed, Noble and perfectly enlightened One. 3 bows. So, page 37. Now let us chant the Buddha's words on loving kindness. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties, and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove. Wishing in gladness and in safety, may all beings be at ease. Whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another, or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another, even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child. So with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, free from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness. One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. And page 41. Now let us chant the reflection on universal well-being. May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings be released from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and its results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts they will be the heirs. At the mealtime today, Ajahn Kachana quoted something said by the Buddha in the Kaya Gati Nusati Sutta. And this quote is saying how, for one who doesn't develop mindfulness of the body, then Mara gains entry. So this is symbolic of, defilements can take over the mind. And the quote is just like the analogy of a ball, say a metal ball thrown at soft clay will penetrate. And the opposite, that one who does cultivate mindfulness of the body, then Mara doesn't gain entry. Defilements don't take over the mind. And the analogy here is just like a ball of cotton thrown against a solid wooden door, which it wouldn't penetrate. So the Buddha emphasized this practice of mindfulness of the body. And on another quote in the Book of Wands, the Buddha said, one who neglects mindfulness of the body neglects the realization of the deathless. And mindfulness of the body is the first foundation of mindfulness, and it's something that, in the quest for awakening, one cannot bypass. And very much in the Thai forest tradition, a lot of emphasis on really stabilizing the mind using mindfulness of the body in terms of sitting and walking meditation. And the mindfulness we cultivate from mindfulness of the body helps with actually supporting mindfulness of the mind, which can be a bit more tricky, because the mind easily can deceive us and complicate things, distract us. But maybe this is not such an easy practice to bring our awareness into the body. And part of that maybe is, where our conditioning, our education encourages us to think a lot, figure things out. So you say we've invested a lot in the thinking mind. And the thinking mind has its value. But if we're totally, caught into the thinking mind, then there are disadvantages. So if I may, analogy is like a knife. A knife we can use to dissect something and understand it more deeply. So this is what we can do with thought. Analyze, contemplate. Helpful. But if we can't let go of the knife and we get an itch in our back, we end up stabbing ourselves, don't we? So thought can also turn against us if we don't have a perspective on it. So this is why mindfulness of the body is just a way to bring to lessen our preoccupation with thought, to give an ability to move away a little bit from it, to be more aware of thought rather than caught up in thought. And this is why we use mindfulness of the body, to help us to get a perspective on the mind. So a recommended practice is the practice of mindfulness of breathing. And the breath is something we can use to bring our awareness into the body. So we can follow the breath in, through the tip of the nose. But also, follow the breath in right, down the throat, into the lungs, the rising of the abdomen. So we can also use the breath to tune in with the experience of the whole body. Following the breath right in. And this way we can be more aware of the energies in the body. Where do we feel different, maybe tensions or tightness, or maybe a sense of expansiveness, whatever. But as we tune in with the sensations of the body, also they maybe relate to a particular mind state. Especially certain emotions we feel in the heart, certain mind states we feel in the stomach. Now, with these different mind states, the tendency is the mind to move into thought. Maybe thoughts about the past and the future. But now we're training ourselves to be more present with the mind state. You say breathing with the mind state rather than judging it, proliferating around it. This is what is taught in the Anapanasati Sutta. Breathing in, experience in the body. Breathing out, experience in the body. Breathing in, calming the body. Breathing out, calming the body. Breathing in, experiencing the mind. Breathing out, experiencing the mind. Breathing in, calming the mind, breathing out, calming the mind. Now, this quote to me is not about using the breath to get rid of things, to absorb into the breath, to get away from everything else, but using the breath and the experience of the body to keep us present. Because to the extent we're mindful of the body, to that extent we're in the present moment. And we're cultivating an awareness in the present moment. So naturally to stay with the breath is something we have to cultivate. The mind will move into thought. But because we made that intention to stay more with the breath and the body, it naturally makes us more aware of our thoughts. And that's something worth cultivating. And if we can maintain awareness of the breath and the body to some extent, then this is what Ajahn Chah, is an analogy of Ajahn Chah, keeping the chicken in the coop. Because then he said this is the chicken, if he goes out of the coop it could fall into danger. So just like the mind, if it's not, if we don't have that awareness of the mind, it can get into ways of thinking that can just keep these defilements going. We can get lost in, not very helpful thinking. So we keep on, keep the chicken in the coop. Keep, as best we can, awareness of the body going. And just as we allow a breath to come in and flow out, also a sense of allowing whatever manifests in our experience just to arise and cease. So, thoughts will come and go, but that's the chicken moving in the coop, isn't it? So a sense of just allowing things to come and go without judgment. Seeing thoughts of the past and the future arising and passing in the present moment. Images, memories, not getting lost in them but staying present with the breath. we find a lot of distracting thoughts, sometimes we can just breathe a bit more deeply, really feel the breath going into the body, expanding the lungs, expanding the abdomen, feeling the buttocks on the meditation cushion, just again tuning in with the energies in the body. Again, noticing these energies, are they related to a particular mind state? So we're trying to more embrace all aspects of our experience, not just to be caught into one aspect. So a broadness of awareness in terms of the body, how we're feeling, the mind state, or maybe the different sounds, consciousness, or smells, or tastes that might come. Again, with the attitude of not trying to get anything or get rid of anything, but just be willingness to learn from whatever is happening in the present moment. Willing to stay present with an experience. And maybe from that, things will calm down. If there are a lot of distracting thoughts, another thing we can do is to replace the distracting thoughts with a skillful thought. And we can do this with the breath. So I'd just like to suggest for the last minutes of this meditation, breathing in with a thought, may I be well. Breathing out with the thought, may all beings be well. So we finish with the chant on page 33, the verses of sharing and aspiration. So may the good things we cultivate not only benefit ourselves but benefit others, which I think is a natural outcome, and also our aspiration to keep with this skillful cultivation. Now let us chant the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, and through this act of sharing, may all cravings and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigour. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. Unsurpassed is the connection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled. So do the closing homage in English. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching, so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. the Blessed One's disciples, who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. And so those who joined us online, I wish you a peaceful rest of the evening and good night. Keep the Dhamma all peaceful rest of the evening. Good night.